Hello, welcome to tutorial for flatness application problems. This is a chapter 9, page 14. So we will start with creating a part in millimeters, and we will pick ANSI in millimeters, and then we will say OK for whatever this was asking. And now pick the origin XY plane and start drawing there. So we will say start 2D sketch in XY plane, and we will select that and go to tools, application options, and go to sketch and change grid lines and coordinate system indicator, and make sure that's selected so we can see the difference when we are in the 2D versus when we are in the 3D. That will help us figure out do we need to pick a sketch, or are we somewhere in the future modeling. And here I have some issues making this smaller, so I had to deactivate one of the open windows in my browser because I'm modeling this through ODU Move. So now I will start creating the first line. I like to make one line that will help me orient this and create symmetry later. So I'm using a construction line. Just make sure the construction line is not selected. And now I'm using a symmetry to align these to the midpoint. And now I will add dimensions. So I would try 30 and 20, and then I will start aligning this. So middle mouse click twice, then that's how you can zoom in. So maybe I would change 30 to 40, and now I will use the symmetry constraint to make sure that these two are aligned. So you see here location is missing, so I'm adding a small dimension 0 from the user coordinate system. And now when I'm done, I will say finish sketch, and I will extrude this. So in the book it's saying it's 12 millimeters. I'm just going one side, and now it's time for me to add these two chamfers that I have on the side. So I'm thinking about making them 1/3, although I think it's a little bit less than a third, but I just want to show you how you can do equations. Well, inside I can type in 20 divided by 3. I think more accurate will be that it's a little bit less than that, but we can just change that anytime. So you see, if I try 10, it's a little bit too big, and then if I switch to 20 divided by 3, it's more that, like 6.67, but I think it should be around 5. But I just want to show you how you can use equations when you're modeling. And now it's time for me to remove the material in the middle. So there's that small pocket in the front, and again I will create rectangular shape from the bottom. And then if I want to align it to be symmetrical, I can do that by extra dimensions, or I can again use symmetry lines. So I will create a line which is concentric, and then I will use symmetry to align this to the midpoint. And now I will add dimensions. So horizontal should be 9, and vertical I would say again 20 divided by 3, just so it's 1/3 of the whole thing. And now when I say finish sketch, and now I'll extrude this. And you know, the one that I'm modeling, it's going through all. It's not completely, I don't have all dimensions here in the page 114, but I'm just changing a little bit. So here I'm adding fillets inside, so they can be maybe 2 millimeters. And then I will add a cutout on the side, and I will add 2 more fillets. So you see they are bigger ones. If you see the one on the right, so I will say fillets, and I will pick the ones on the side, and these are maybe small, so I might try different dimension, or I don't know if 2, 3, 4, which one of these they will look. 5, it's kind of too big. So I'm trying to model maybe 3, and leave that, and then I'll add a small one, and in the same way you can add other fillets if they're missing. So here I'll put this one as 1, and I will leave one unfinished so you can play and see how would you do the one if the last feature I add. So here I'm picking on the side, and here I can use project geometry option. So you see project geometry, and I can say maybe I can use all these existing lines to create something there. And sometimes when I want to make a rectangular shape, so you see here I want to do a line in between, maybe I can use that line for symmetry. So here I'm making a reference dimension, so you see it's in the brackets, and I want to say that this line in between will be half of what my previous one is. So you see I'm picking it, it's D15 divided by 2, and then I want to position my rectangle. So now I will try modeling here, but the issue I'm having, you see I didn't deselect the construction, so I'm trying one more time again, and somehow it keeps on connecting me to something. So you see when I'm getting this purple, that means that now when I want to add other dimensions, it's already constrained, and I think I should have kept it there because that's how it is in the picture, but I try to see if I can take it out and make it somehow in the middle so it doesn't constrain. So you see in this way it would be connected to whatever I don't see here from this side, the one in the middle, so the one that was wide 9. So here I'm trying to create it outside, so again it's still connecting to this one. And then if you want to have them disconnected completely, so here this is how you would do it. So you have aligned 2 planes in these 2 different holes. So this would be the way, and then we would just align it. And if something is not working, you see in the wireframe you can see what are the things, maybe it picks a midpoint. So I like to activate the wireframe constraint and then make it completely outside and make sure that I align, I convert the symmetry line to construction, and then I can align it there. Here right click is not giving me the option, so I'm picking there, and now I will say symmetry related to the middle one, and now I can constrain outside completely, and then so I'm adding dimension, and later I can add location. So you see my dimension will be maybe 5, 6, and now I will use this constraint to align 2 lines together, and I'm using, again, you see the same constraint is selected, coincident, and then I'm just clicking on two of these lines, and they will be in the same level. And now I can change any of these features. You see now it's 6, I can make it 6 or 5 or any different value because it's parametric model. So I'm saying maybe 5, and I will extrude that. So one radius here is missing. You can see how you can do it yourself. So I will say finish, and I will extrude this through all, and I will go to view, switch to shaded with edges, and now I will say extrude, and I will say cut through all. Okay, and that's my part basically. Make sure you save it. I will save it with homework 4 flatness, my first and last name. So I will say flatness part, flatness example, and maybe pick the H drive, my folder, if something happens, so I still have it there. So I can add homework 4, and I can add my name there, so I make sure that when I open your file it's your own. And now I will create a drawing. So I will go to the start new drawing, and make sure you pick ANSI in millimeters. So you can see there are different options of a drawing, ANSI millimeters. And first step is always, let's set up the sheet size. So we can go to sheet, right click, edit sheet, B, be, and it's just like this. ANSI large table is better there. And then fill out the table, put your name, put a company. So company, Old Dominion University. You just have to retype over whatever it's existing there and say okay. Then click on the title, maybe Flatness part, or whatever type, whatever name we would use. Then maybe we can change part number. This is homework 4, so let's say part 4, maybe it's 5, but let's keep it 4 because of homework 4. And for author, just replace the name with your name. And then the last step is select the date. So put there whatever date is when you're doing this homework. And then it's always this auto stack properties appear. You can say cancel and say finish, and in this way you have your table done. And then we can go to create different views. So we will say base, make sure the part is selected. If it's not, say browse. You see mine was open, and now I'm trying to see what would be my maybe 4 scale is working. And then I would just put projected view on the side. So make sure you select the first one and just put projected view on the side. And now it's time for us to add some of these dimensions. So in the book in 114 they have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these flatnesses. So first one is 20. So we can put 20, and it's plus minus 0.2. So I can go to precision tolerance there and make sure I select symmetric option. Or these I will add. So you see here they also have where you can put some of these conditions, but we can put it outside, or you can put it in the front, like here you see. So here I selected CF, and then I'm going to symmetric, and I will select 0.2, and I can switch primary unit just to show just a digit or something, point something, and you can select here what is the something you want for the specific reference. And then I will proceed in making these different ones. So then you can see where's your feature plane. Here we will have different other options like sketch symbol, or different aligning things that we need. But in this case we will need to add the flatness symbol for 0.1, and we will say maximum material condition. So we will pick the feature and put it here attached to the existing references, and we will say okay, I would need to change this. I don't know, I'm making another one. I'll delete the other one later. So here if I click, I can switch to flatness, and I will put 0.1 space, and then I will add a symbol for maximum. So don't put it here on the other side. You see, like you have option to put in each one of these, but basically later we will have you see, like separate place. Put it here where 0.1, and you can maybe put a space in between, or they're together. And now hit escape and delete the previous one. And now next step will be to add all the missing references that you have in the page 114. So one would be here, if I want to add the note for the chamfer, I need to add another feature from the symbols. So I will go to the symbols, not the leader text. So that would be for, so I'm adding a feature, and I have to click where I want to put it, or do I want to go horizontally. And this one will be flatness with 0.5. So just click there, pick flatness and 0.5, and that would be how you will create this one. And then in the same way, similarly, we can create other missing ones. So next one will be 9, and 9 plus minus 0.2, flatness of 0.5 with maximum material condition. So here I'm saying 0.2, and primary tolerance for primary unit is just 1, and here I have 1 digit after, and then I will add my feature here. You can see where you want to position, and we'll have flatness 0.5 maximum material condition. So once I put it there, flatness, I'm picking the flatness symbol, and then I say 0.5, and I will add maximum material condition right there, and I will say OK. You can add a space if you like to, not letter V, and then say OK. And then you can proceed by aligning it where you would, you can go to change in manager, option style manager. You can see if you want to align it without leader. Right now I have leaders there, and then I will create other dimensions like 12, and then I can put symmetric of 0.2 and make sure I have good selection of what primary units I want to do. And I will add another feature there, which is explaining me what the tolerance is, and I want to do flatness of 0.3. So it's flatness and 0.3 in this case. Okay, and then I want to say that also the line, this one parallel to it is also flat, so I can pick flatness of 0.5 for that one. 0.5. And once I position all of my flatnesses that were required here, now I can just dimension everything. So I'm here missing the overall dimension. I have 2 others like 12 and 20, and then I can add others like, oh, I'm just adding this. I think I already have it, so I will delete it later. I think I don't need it. So escape, and I can just delete it. And then chamfer, you have to select angled line and one of these horizontal or vertical, and it will give me dimension of chamfer. And then after I finish that, you can do radius, and we can also have on two other places. I think there was one more radius I didn't put, but you can add it, so you will have 4 different ones. Now I'm dimensioning the whole, so there are 2 dimensions of a size, and also for location we have to make sure, so that this is location. We can go from upper horizontal or lower, and then this chamfer zoom in, because it wouldn't give you you can't do it so easily there. And then I have here position of location, and I need to define the size. I have size for horizontal, but I don't have for vertical. Now I'm adding location, and I need the height of this. Well, I put the height with 13.33, but I'm thinking maybe if I put another one, so I will erase this and put how deep this go. If I need to machine it, maybe it's easier. And this is really not a standard number. That should probably be 7.5 or 5. So so here, don't put all 3 in the chain. That's impossible to make, so make sure you have one open. So I will erase the one on the top. And basically that's all I have to do. And at the end, just remember, save file, export PDF, and that's how your drawing is completed. Thank you for watching.